July the 18th patch in SimAirport. What else is new? Ooh. LRT platform can now be dismantled and repositioned, it says here. On SimAirport, look. Conveyors inbound to a hub, blue labelled with H, can now have three-way intersections. Conveyor sections with a three-way intersection will only be allowed to connect to another hub blue section. Adds a fourth facing for the bag scanner. Interesting. No, I'm not going to jump into FTL, dude. Right, let me change the game on Twitch because that is broken. I think we'll play... We've just got just over an hour left, so we'll carry on with a bit of SimAirport, I think. Because I can't play that game yet until it's fixed. Griffy Dog, 2 months. Twitch says it's my 2-month anniversary, but I only have been subbed since June the 16th. Keep up the good work. Yeah, Griffy, you've got 1 month subbed, and you've just subbed again. So that's your 2nd month anniversary, because you've paid for 2 months. So the elapsed time is a month, but you've paid for 2. That makes sense. Right, we'll change game on Twitch now. Hopefully. Hopefully this is going to load my game. Jules, Steve has stopped playing Car Mechanic as well. Lol. What a surprise. Yeah, we'll play this for an hour and a bit. Just to close us out, because unfortunately, hang on a sec. Where's our menu? Load. Was it bar 7? It must have been bar 7. Avon Colony. Avon Colony looks a lot like... What's that Ubisoft one that came out? Anno 2207 or what it was? Looks a lot like that to me. Need to remind ourselves where the heck we were up to on this. Baggage claims working. We've got a large runway, 2 medium runways. We've got a bunch of gates over here. Security's going through there. Security's working pretty well. Not the most pleasant looking place though, to be honest. Hardy1199. Yay, Airport Sim. Squirrel love. Thank you, Hardy. Departure Lounge and Cafe. Ah, is that what we're doing? Hang on, hang on. Cafe. Ah, yeah, we just done this, hadn't we? We just built the cafe. I remember. Yeah, we just got this going in the departure lounge. Have they added anything new to the game, do we know? What was that stuff about new security bag scanners or something? Bag scanner. We haven't got any body scanners. More advanced alternative to a standard metal detector. Why would you build that, though? When anyone's running creators updates having issues with game crashing, freezing during loading, make sure you turn that DVR setting off as it's causing issues. I think I already had that turned off, the DVR thing, but I don't have the new update yet. Uncle Nicky, I emailed you logos for your cars. I sent you an email saying it's me. I saw that. I haven't responded yet. I've been super busy since I got back. But I did see your email. Body scanner can be used instead of a metal detector. Yeah, but why would you put one down instead of the bag scanner? And where are the janitors? Got 50 janitors. Taking $10 an hour, scumbags. This storage room is way too big. I think we could probably make this half the size and increase the baggage claim area, I reckon. Where's the wall? I think we could, like, chop that easily. You really enjoy this game? It's fun. There's a lot more that I would want to see in this game, but it's, you know, it's early access. But it is kind of fun. Designing your own airport. Although this airport CEO is being made, and that looks pretty darn cool. I feel like I want some tiling here or something. Objects, decor. Now where is it? Build. Floor. So I can't remember what tile that is. I wish you could look up what tile this is, because the only way to find out is to, like, go through everything until it goes red. Which is really annoying. Airport CEOs, as you're excited. It does look very good. It may destroy this game. It kind of depends. Like, they could spur each other on quite a bit. I feel like I want to put a wall here. Just leave a small gap there for now, because I want to put doors in here. You can make walls into sliding doors, use them for a bar area. Yeah, you can put double doors on, if that's what you mean. It's like one of these things. We could put one here and one here, maybe. Could be fun. Objects. I wonder if people want to get cash on the way out. Got an ATM in there. They're nearly finished building this wall. Let's go with dismantle objects, removes walls and leaves indoor flooring. Let's get rid of that. I thought I told it to build a wall though. Hey? Why won't it build a wall here?
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
What the heck? It won't let me connect that up. Another bug. Ryback, 31 months. Cheers to 31 months. This has been a rough summer with my father passing. No, another one. Grandmother passing all within 3 weeks. Oh my god. Thanks for entertainment to keep my mind occupied. Thanks for the nut house. Sorry to hear that, Ryback. There's too much death going on right now. I don't get why. I know why, because I have to de-zone that first. That's why. It doesn't want me to close that into 2 sections. That's what it is. Now we can do it, I reckon. There you go. That makes sense. Good night, Orford. Right, so I need to match this tile now. Which again, I have no idea. No idea which one it is. There must be a better way than just guessing. Ah, hang on. That's a stone 7B. That's what that is. So I can put that there now. Just don't know what that one is. Okay. We'll just do that then. Yeah, we've got little doors there now. That looks cool. Good night, SF Giants. Yeah, so they'll cut across there if they don't need any baggage. That's fine. We've got room for expansion here now. We'll just make the whole thing baggage claim. Might even put a door here, actually. Large door. Just look a bit tidier. Game is a lot like Dr. Hospital. You should update the stream name. I already did. That's the first thing I did. You probably just need to refresh, Trucker J. Your poo, typical brothers. Okay. Are you talking to me? Yo, poo. Right, we'll probably... Let's have a look at the schedule now. See if we've got any capacity. Because I don't think we have, if I remember. Oh, yeah, we have. Ah, we've got extra large capacity. We've got large capacity. Let's have a look what we can take. What time of day was that? Morning. So we can take plenty of stuff in the morning, actually. Got one available, one there, one there. Beechcraft. There's a morning 787. We'll take that. There's a 747. We'll take that as well. Drop them in. Seven 4-7 can go in there. Give him a bit more time as well. While they're a bit larger. Cool. That was my younger brother. Typical brothers. I kind of figured it was something like that. You should watch who uses your Twitch account, you know. It's a fast track to being banned on Twitch channels. Was it me, or when you went onto the zones, both drop-offs and pickups seem one-to-one anymore, so it could mean more than one area? Drop-off and pickup, hang on. Drop-off is 1-1. Pickup is 1-1. So no, I think it was it's not. It doesn't appear to have been changed. Molly, welcome. Molotov. No problem being late. Okay, speed it up. Okay, that looks better now. I just wish some of my 50 cleaners... Oh, there they are. They do turn up. So I was thinking about putting an ATM like in here somewhere on the way out, just in case. I don't know if people will buy stuff on the way out from the plane. Perhaps put in a kiosk as well. Or a drinks machine. Food vending. Just in case. Get trash bins. Yeah, we probably need to have them in here, actually. Does it call them garbage or bin, or... What does it call it? Garbage bin. There we go. Let's put one here so you can put all the receipts that they don't use. I think we'll put them... When people come out, they'll walk past a bin on the way back to baggage reclaim. Seems like a good idea to me. There we go. Only for bus, train, or taxi, ProDrive. That's true. I don't think they'll use it, though, personally. We'll see. Wow, that person just went to the bin. Did you see that? But nobody's gone to the cash point yet, or the drinks. I think we need some bins and security, though. Definitely feel like we're missing bins here. So if we get people to walk past the bin, hopefully they'll use that on the way past. I don't know if putting bins here is going to help or not. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to put one opposite each queue. Like that. And they've got no excuse now. One lady just used the ATM. Look at this! It's actually working! Look at that! They are actually using it. Funnily enough, though, they're not people that are coming off the plane. They're people that are already around here, which is weird because there should be, or there was, an ATM up here. There you go. There's like a bank of ATMs there. But if they walk south side, they might think, oh, that's nearer. It doesn't really matter as long as they go to one, I guess. Why can't you move the engine into the engine crane? Don't know, we didn't get that far. There's plenty of space, though. Plenty of space for people to walk around, which is good. I don't like this short turnaround, though. Because it forces the game to this kind of crazy turning, which I don't like. I've got all my janitors just stood here instead of being in the building. I wish it was like, what was that game? The one before Planet Coaster. Theme Park, the one I used to, the 2D one, the top-down 2D one I used to play. And you can click on janitors and then give them, like, zones to go and work in. And they'll always stay in that zone. It needs that, I think. Because the idea of them just standing here by default is just silly. Because if a piece of litter is dropped, like, over here, they're going to have to walk all the way over there. It's just dumb. Roller Coaster Tycoon, that was it. I don't know, James. Depends if they fix it. We could possibly take another one here if there's one available. Pacific Airlines has got a Beechcraft. There's no other morning flights available. Requires runway PAPI. What? They want PAPI lights. They've got ILS. Alright, whatever. What was that now? Utilities. Structures. Oh no, it was on the runway PAPI, that was it. Okay, it's PAPI the one. It's PAPI they're gonna get. Crossing the runway. Yeah, there's a few things that go on in the game. Look at this guy here. Just legging it down the runway. Why did I quit CMS 18, Devil Dude? Because it was bugged out. We couldn't complete a job because every time we put new rubber bushings in, we put this suspension arm in, and it immediately turned the bushings to red. So we couldn't complete the job. And apparently the developer knows it, and the bug report is 58 pages long on Steam right now. So even if we got past that one, we might hit another one. It's going to get annoying, so we'll just wait for him to fix it. Clearly there's the game's come out a bit too early, I think.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Don't like the design of this at all. It's just unpleasant to look at. Iowa Flyer, thank you for 3 months. Happy 3rd anniversary, Squirrel. Thank you very much, sir. Did he even test anymore? I don't know, Quickset. I mean, for me, if you release an early access, then you release it and say this has got bugs and it's not finished, blah blah blah. If you release a game like this is the release date and you release it as a full game, it should be bug free as best as possible. Obviously, some games get released and they have bugs in them and they fix them fairly quickly, which they've done, but there are some pretty fundamental ones there that we've fallen over. Some people, like I saw it myself, the black screen bug, we saw that one. We got in the car in the path testing and couldn't drive forward and couldn't get out. So I had to Alt F4 the game. So it's twice I Alt F4'd it. And then I found another one to do with inventory management, which caused some of my parts to disappear. Saw another one where there was like a visual thing, and as I moved the mouse around, it just drew lines all over the screen. So I had to Alt F4 that. So I've seen at least 4 major bugs, and then the 5th one came, which was a bug in the job, so that when you fit new parts, they immediately turn to red. And at that point, I'm like, well, I'm done. It's not a case of, oh, there's some little minor bugs. It's a case of there's some serious problem here. So, yeah. And the worst thing was, that bug that we saw was on a DLC that I paid £3.50 for. That last one. So that's like a kick in the teeth for the people who've spent an extra £3.50. Oh yeah, Elite Woody, and the RPM gauge on the DLC, on the Dodge Charger, that was bugged as well. It's like, how bad is this? This is crazy. Indeed, Molitev, but I mean, when you used to get a game on CD, trying to get a patch for it was pretty tricky. But you know, back in the 80s, when you used to buy games on ZX Spectrum, for example, you'd get them on a cassette. You bought the game, and that was it. It was like a Final Cut version. There was no way of getting an update to you. That was the game that you bought on a cassette, and that's that. They couldn't ever release bug fixes. Hey, Hellraiser. Departure Lounge is a bit bland. It's massively bland. This was the last thing we built. This was the bit. I'm wondering whether to extend the cafe. Should we just make the whole cafe like one massive thing? Let's have another... Is that a decorative... Is that plant? That plant, wasn't it? I think we'll have another one of these styles and then 2 more of them. I mean, games are much more complicated than they were back in, you know, the ZX Spectrum days and stuff. So it is, you know, increased complexity that's causing the bugs as well. You've got to accept that. But they should do better testing. Because if I'm falling over these bugs in just an hour of playing it, they should have found that already, I think. Anyway. How do you get chair? One of these. Well, no flights through the night. I don't know. It doesn't let you schedule flights in the night. I don't really understand why. I think a lot of airports, you know, do that. But why it restricts you, I'm not sure. Is one chair too much at one table? You mean that one? Do you know what? I've only just seen that when you pointed it out. Okay, let's go for a bin. So we're going to put a bin there. What's that info board called? Flight info display. Wait, we're missing a bin here. Oh no, that's an extra one. Cancel that. There you go.
Welcome back, Nutter.
Internet was down here after a monsoon storm and your iPhone died. So you're full Android. It doesn't make any difference. Madmutt, thanks for the resume. You miss the days when companies actually gave testing the time and resources it takes. Unfortunately, it's awfully rare today. Yeah, because, like I've said to you before, good testers are actually hard to find. That's one reason. Right, we'll go back for the other style of chair now, I think. The other thing is about not flying at night is it gives you a bit of breathing space to fix your airport and sort out issues with it, so it's kind of nice in another way. Just done that again. Now, what can we put down here to visually separate things? I wonder. Decorative bush? The skill and precision in this drills. Good testers are hard to find that managed it back, so why wouldn't they now? It's all about companies not wanting to spend time and money on it. Well, like I say, most testers that I ever met aspired to be developers. Very few of them actually wanted to stay as testers. I did meet some of them. I have met some good testers and worked with some good testers, but by and large, it's like 1 in 8 of testers are good, as I would, you know, by my own standards. And the rest of them just are either rubbish at it, or can't be developers, so they're testers, if you like. That's the way they view it. Or they're just aspiring to be developers, so they don't stay as testers. Although, I've worked at places where the testers are paid pretty much the same as developers. Which sounds crazy, but isn't that crazy. Testing's a hateful job. Exactly. People don't want to do it. It's not fun. The cool kids develop. I'm wondering whether these toilets are going to have the capacity we need, though. See, this is what the game needs fixing, look. You have a queue of people waiting at... Well, it's not doing it now, but you have a queue of people waiting at certain things like this. The restroom here. There's like 3 people in one restroom. And there's empty ones next door. JavaScript is even more hateful. Oh, every language goes through that kind of you know, the period when it's cool and people are like, oh, this new language is out, it's the future. It goes through that cool period where it's all hip. And then it goes through this period where it's used a lot, becomes mainstream, and then eventually it gets hated. It happens to pretty much every language I've worked with. And then some new language will come along. C8 Nay, or Kate Nay? I don't know how you say that. Thanks for resume. You missed a door, you need one more door. Where did I miss the door? Flinkson, where did I miss the door? On a male toilet. No. I'm not missing a door. It's a deliberate act. It's the same on the, it's just the way the game mechanics work, unfortunately. You have to do it because you can't have these urinals or urinals, however you want to pronounce it. You can't have these without having a toilet. So I either put the toilet out here or I put the room here to keep the style and leave the door off. So it treats that as one zone. But if I put a door here, this area goes red and says, oh, it needs a toilet in it. It's crazy.
Welcome.
Exactly, Floaty.
Nutter.
Exactly. You've seen it as well. You're testing IO Interactive. Yeah, the thing is, you never, like, most developers don't really like the testers because they're the people that come back with problems all the time. They throw back their code and say, this doesn't work. According to the spec, this doesn't work. So devs kind of have this hate relationship with testers. When actually, the problem is not with the tester. The tester is doing his job. If he's finding bugs, he's doing his job really well. But he gets hated for it because he's creating more work and I've got more important things to do, says the dev. But actually, if that's happening, it means the tester's good at his job and the developer is not good at his job. That's what it means. But the developer hates the tester because of it. It's crazy. But they don't look at it that way. 80% of the testing team were laid off by Square Enix. Wow. Spec, yeah, floaty. I've worked at places that have no specs. I've worked at places that have loose specs. See, the whole kind of, the whole concept of sprinting was, by some people, by some managers, it's taken to mean we don't need to have specs. We can just spend 2 weeks winging it, you know. And they view it the wrong way. They just see it as an excuse to shortcut everything. But actually, you know, sprinting and speccing can still go hand in hand quite well. This baggage reclaim works quite well, I think. Typical brothers. You've got no chance of getting that past Nut Slammer. See, if you notice the way baggage handling is done in this game, like the baggage car will sit here and kind of beam things around. Whereas if you go and watch the videos on Airport CEO, you'll see proper baggage handling. And it's got lots of little things like that in it that are quite exciting. Right, what can we do this area? What shall we do? Do we need another gate? Probably need another runway. We could slap in another large runway down here, probably. Just to get even more capacity. Sprints are awful. No, they're not. They're not. Fortunately, we're allowed to switch to Kanban. Well, no, Kanban's better for... Kanban is useful in... Sprinting and Kanban are not solutions to every problem. They're not a solution to every team or every project. They have to be used properly. They're a framework, ultimately. But Kanban, you can't... It's not fair to say sprinting's rubbish, Kanban's the answer. It's not true. I've done both, and in the right environment, they both work really well. But Kanban can be awful as well if it's applied in the wrong project. Do games like this and RimWorld not have any animation to save on processing power due to so many things on screen at once? I don't know, Busy. I mean, this is early access though, so in theory, it's going to get optimized later. Runway large. Drop that in there. Hopefully, we can create the taxiways. See, this game would let me do that, which I don't think is right. The other thing to bear in mind is if we do that, it would limit our southern access. It might be better not doing that, because if you want to build a south perimeter road, for example, we can't do it if we put a runway here. So it could be that another runway here would be better. And then have gates on this side. A taxiway not be added to the end of the runway. No, the game is very limited in the sense that you have to have a taxiway connecting to each end, but it can't taxi there. Like, it has to connect here, and it can't connect here. It has to be here. So it's a bit strict on that. No, not really typical, brothers. Tower 3D Pro ATC sim game looks interesting. Electric Freddy. Is it on Steam? Let's have a look. What's it called? Tower. Tower what? Tower 3D Pro. Mixed overall results came out in March. Why is it mixed then? This game is not 80 at all worth $50. Maybe it's worth 10. It's lacking and buggy and incomplete. Game is severely lacking in graphics quality and its mechanics are clunky at best. Refunded. I tried, I really did. I love this game. This genre. Consider myself an aviation fan. Bought the Pro version right out the gate. The voice recognition did not work. Oh, I remember this. It's where you actually have to speak to it. This was in May and April. Maybe they fixed that now. I don't know. Yeah, I think I saw Jeff's video on it, actually. Now you come to mention it. Silent Sword, thank you for the resume. And Transwarp Media, thank you for the host. So, let's unpause that. There's the cafe. So I think what we should do is probably extend this land here. What happens to this road here? Oh, it moves the road up. Oh no. Yeah, it does actually. It moves the road up. That's interesting. Okay, let's not build a wall. Let's build a fence. Laggy, buggy, and incomplete describes me, Spear. People who played it for longer left good reviews. Yeah, but they may have played it, you know, in May it might have been really bad and now it's decent. I don't know. I don't think it's something I want to play, if I'm honest with you. I think there's other games I'd rather play. So if we build another runway up here, we can have some more gates and stuff like this one, and they can all conjoin into this departure lounge. And then we'll have to sort out the baggage situation as well, which is always fun. No, it's not made by the same people who made Prison Architect. Pro Hunter 895, thank you for the resume. They may have played it past the point of refund and convinced themselves it's worth the money. Maybe.